All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It's time for Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative. We're going to get the show started this morning with some music from my twin brother, Raheem Architect Soto. This is Simple Things. Let's get this show rocking, y'all.
You know what? Life is precious. Every moment contemplating the essence. Lessons from transgressions. Progression from adolescence. Document verified our blessings. And the first you gotta be present. Scrolling through the timeline, but they ain't get the message. Not meaning what they saying like it was auto-corrected. Acknowledge what you talking, but I ain't gotta respect it. Not always online, but always staying connected. Food for thought, the most important is breakfast. There's snakes in the grass, watch who you rap with. They take what they need and they make an exit. As quick as it came, as quick as it go. The type to get you all twisted. The show might stab you in the back, yet be calling you bro. All we ever really wanted was a simple things. Not a lot, just a little of the simple things. From the bottom to the top, yeah, we made it. Never pay attention to the people that be hating. Only there cause they ain't got the simple things. No tomorrow's not promised, so we live in the moment. Learn from the past, for that we steady making atonements. Hear the youth say we can't identify, beg to differ. Grew up in the era where you can never slip up. Lost too many friends to drugs, jail, and diabetes. Burn the L after L, then try to take it easy. Time keeps slipping, and history repetitive. We used to burn the chronic, now they tweaking on sedatives. Look before you leaping out the window. Trying to do the dance, but you don't even get the tempo. Professional, tell you fake it till you make it. Success coming, they start displaying their hatred. It's rules to the game, we stay dedicated. From the basement, no question, we elevated. And made changes for the best so the future look brighter. And keep the negativity out the cipher. All we ever really wanted was a simple things. Not a lot, just a little of the simple things. From the bottom to the top, yeah, we made it. Never pay attention to the people that be hating. Only there cause they ain't got the simple things. Simple things. Simple things. Simple things. Simple things.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative. Yours truly, Abdul Ali, rocking with you. Definitely appreciate all the love and support. If you haven't done so already, we need you to go to our website, which is tuconservative.com. That is how you can support what we do, which is sharing conservative values and principles to urban communities across this great country of ours as well. Shameless plug time. I am indeed running for U.S. House District 12. You can visit aliforcongress.com to drop a couple of bucks on us, help us take on the radical left here in Mecklenburg County. We definitely would appreciate your support there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Tuesday after Memorial Day weekend. Not that you say happy Memorial Day to people, but I hope you enjoyed your weekend, that so many have given all to our country to defend that freedom for you to have, to be out with your family, enjoying this weekend. So hopefully you did that. For those of us in North Carolina, we spent the weekend at the NCGOP convention. I do want to give a big shout out and congratulations to Ed Broyhill and Keisha Brassington, who won re-election as our RNC committee man and a RNC committee woman. Again, shouts out and congratulations to them. We really appreciate your support. Everybody did a great job at the convention, man. Kash Patel, Vivek Ramaswamy, our Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, Doug Burgum. They all did amazing job at the convention. I also want to look, folks. Every year, the last few years that I've gone to convention, I've gotten a suite, and we've had a good time. But I do want to give a big shout out to the team over at Americans for Citizens Only Voting. They did a great job with the suite this weekend. We had an opportunity to talk with Senator Brad Overcash. I think I have that video. I might play that later on. But for this week, ladies and gentlemen, for this morning's episode of Top of the Morning, y'all know what's happening. Today is the last day of the New York Trump trial. It is going down in New York today, closing arguments in Donald Trump's trial in New York City. Now, closing arguments will begin today. The defense will give their closing arguments first, with Democrat New York City District Attorney Alvin Bragg's team to go second. The closing arguments could stretch into a second day potentially. Trump expressed disagreement with the decision on Truth Social, posting Monday evening that, and this is his quote, "Why is the corrupt government allowed to make the final arguments in the case against me? Why can't the defense go last? Big advantage, very unfair witch hunt." Now, in a follow-up post, Trump did note other elements of how the case was presided over that legal analysts have called unfair. Trump noted that the judge quashed his defense team's attempt to subpoena Mark Pomerantz as a witness. Pomerantz was a former prosecutor in Bragg's office. Trump also noted that Merchant had restricted what another witness, former federal elections commissioner Brad Smith, could say about campaign finance law, so much that the defense decided not to use him. And Trump noted that Merchant lashed out at another defendant's witness, Bob Costello, threatening to strike his testimony from the record after he raised his eyebrows at one of Merchant's rulings. Now, we all know that this is a sham trial. We all know that. Most of the folks who are smart enough to be conservatives know that this is a sham trial. We all know that the goal here is to keep Trump off of the campaign field. That's the goal, is to keep him so engrossed with this and to keep the American public so in fear of a president he said he's going to start a third Reich. Well, we found out that wasn't true. So we know what this is, ladies and gentlemen. We are aware. And I think that even Democrats, the rank and file Democrat, is starting to go, enough is enough. But Trump also went on Truth Social and said this: "Could somebody ask Judge Merchant whatever happened to Mark Pomerantz? When Alvin Bragg was furious for the things he did on his contrived and unconstitutional case, and why hasn't he been allowed to testify? Also, why did Judge Merchant not allow Brad Smith, the leading election law expert in the country, to testify? He would have ended the case quickly by explaining the law and stating that President Trump did nothing wrong. Likewise, Bob Costello, and all of his direct and irrefutable knowledge, why was he so horribly treated and completely shut down by the conflicted judge? And why were his emails and text messages not allowed to be shown? And then, of course, there's the biggest event of them all. But I'm not allowed to talk about it because I'm under an illegal, unconstitutional gag order. This is the Biden White House at work: election interference." Now, you'd have a hard time. A few years ago, you'd had a hard time getting me to think that this type of thing would happen in America, where a sitting president would weaponize the Department of Justice, where bought and paid for George Soros DAs would be taking on the former president of the United States. That sounded something out of a dystopian novel to me. I could not have considered that to be the reality of this a few years ago. But clearly, ladies and gentlemen, we are at a point in our country where that is the reality of it. Last week, Harvard scholar Alan Dershowitz attended the court and later wrote, quote, "The judge in Donald Trump's trial was an absolute tyrant, though he appeared to the jury to be benevolent despot. He seemed automatically to be ruling against the defendant at every turn." Greg Jarrett, former defense attorney and current Fox News legal analyst, wrote in an op-ed on foxnews.com that the trial bore, quote, "no resemblance to the cherished constitutional promise of the right to a fair trial." Jarrett continued, "District Attorney Alvin Bragg's absurd case made a mockery of our legal system. Judge Juan Merchant compounded the injustice by dismantling the principles of due process that every defendant deserves. His rulings from the bench consistently favored the prosecution and foreclosed Trump's lawyers from presenting a bona fide defense that would be permitted in any other courtroom. Working in tandem, Bragg and Merchan proved they have little respect for the rule of law or the rights of the accused. This is not an impartial tribunal. It's an Orwellian show trial with a preordained outcome. There's no presumption of innocence, only the expectation of guilt. And that is why the American people are in the situation they're in against the Democrats. That's why they're losing hand over fist. They are losing voters. The verdict will be up to a 12-person jury in a solid blue area. President Biden is already planning to make a statement on the verdict, Politico reported Friday, citing 4 anonymous sources. Biden will reportedly make a statement from the White House to show that it isn't political, end quote. How in the heck do you make a statement about the former president's trial from the White House and it's not political? Anybody figure that out? Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. Is this non-political, or are we conspiracy theoristing too hard on this? Is this really just to keep Trump out of the campaign trail? Let us know what you think. Ladies and gentlemen, you're rocking with us. It's a Tuesday morning. It's top of the morning here on the Urban Conservative. Quick commercial break. Y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Country illegally cast a ballot. It takes the power of your vote away. Visit onlycitizens.vote to find out how you can contact your legislature and get them to pass a citizens-only voting amendment. Again, visit onlycitizens.vote and defend your right to vote. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're back. It is top of the morning here on the Urban Conservative. You're rocking with your man, Abdul Ali. If you haven't done so already, you see it scrolling across the screen. You can join us at tuconservative.com. You can grab a Hamilton plan. It's $10 for the year. You're joining one of the fastest growing conservative communities online. You'll get heads up when we do special events, and you get members only content where we keep it all the way raw, like all the way raw, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for rocking with us. Jump in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from so that we can give you a shout out. Now, we were talking about before the commercial break, right? We were talking about Donald Trump. We were talking about this whole idea of Donald Trump's cases. But one of the interesting things about New York City right now is the fact that you've got in New York City right now, immigrants are illegal immigrants at that. Illegal aliens are overrunning the city. And if you want to take a vacation in New York right now, it's going to cost you more. It's more expensive than it's ever been to go on a vacation in New York. The cost of illegal immigration is bearing out in the Big Apple, and tourists are the latest to foot the bill. New York City is now more expensive than ever to visit, primarily due to Mayor Eric Adams converting tons of hotels into shelters for newly arrived migrants. The New York Times reported on Saturday, and Breitbart News did chronicle this. Adams currently has about 65,000 migrants living in more than 16,500 hotel rooms across New York City. Let's get that. I want to say that again, y'all. 65,000 migrants are living in more than 16,500 hotel rooms in New York City. The result has been a skyrocket in the cost of hotel rooms for tourists who pay the price, while hotels often owned by large conglomerates are raking up to $185 per hotel room per night, whether migrants are staying in their rooms or not. The average daily rate for a hotel stay in New York increased to $301.61 in 2023. So the average price of a hotel room is $302 basically in 2023. $301.61 is $302. That's up 8.5% from $277 in 2022, according to CoStar, the leading provider of commercial real estate data analysis. During the first 3 months of 2024, when prices traditionally dip, the average stay was still 7% higher than during the same time period last year. About 135, get this, of the city's roughly 680 hotels entered the shelter program with many congregated in Midtown Manhattan, Long Island City, and Queens, and near Kennedy Airport. All traditional magnets for tourists. Participating hotels are paid up to $185 a night per room, according to the city. Not a single one has converted back to a traditional hotel. Okay? So you got these hotels that would normally be housing people as migrants, be normally housing people as tourists, but now they're housing them as migrants, and it's driving the cost up so the average person can't even go to New York anymore. But then you also have to think, what does this do to the American citizen? Because this goes into the next thing we were talking about. A poll just came out that the majority of American citizens are not taking a summer vacation. 73% cite lack of cash in Joe Biden's America. Many Americans are not enjoying a summer vacation this year. Fox News poll found this in May, underscoring the economy as the number one 2024 issue for voters. The Fox News poll found that 55% of the 55% who are not taking a summer vacation, 73% do not have enough money to do so. 72% said higher prices impact their summer plan. 15% do not have time and must remain focused on the daily grind. This is Joe Biden's America, ladies and gentlemen, where illegal immigrants get the luxury hotels. Americans who work hard every day can't afford to go on vacation. You've got fentanyl coming across our southern border. You have an octogenarian, mentally challenged president in the White House right now. And right now, you can't even go to New York. It's so expensive to go to New York because of what's happening. Beginning in 2022, the city entered into a contract with up to $980 million with the Hotel Trade Group to pay hotels that decided to shelter migrants under its sanctuary hotel program. City officials said the hotels received between $139 and $185 per room per night, whether or not the room is occupied, guaranteeing them a fixed stream of income. Those rates do not include money the city is spending on food and other services for migrants. There have also been reports of hotels being paid more than $185 a night. Interesting. And today, New York City, it's about 9 million residents in New York, has fewer than 122,000 available hotel rooms for tourists to compete for. So think about this. You have tens of thousands of these migrants, 65,000 of them. And then you have hundreds of thousands of tourists that want to come to New York but can't. And never mind the people from New York that might need to get a hotel room, something happened, the pipes busted the house, whatever happened. Now you can't even do that because you have illegal aliens all over the hotels there in New York City. And then never mind the fact that, like we just said, because of that cost, you have so many Americans that can't even go, don't even want to take a summer vacation. We got to work too hard. But this is, ladies and gentlemen, I think part of the best sales for us as Republicans are to let the Democrats keep doing what they're doing. Let them keep going. Let them keep putting the illegal alien over the American citizen. Let them keep making the economy worse and worse, and people will hopefully see this at the end of the year. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. You've been rocking out with us here on Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative, the internet's best 30-minute morning show. We will be live and direct with you again for tomorrow here, Wednesday on Top of the Morning right here on the Urban Conservative. So we hope you have a positive and productive rest of your Tuesday. Thanks for rocking out with us here on the best morning show on the internet, Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative. Peace and love, y'all. This season of the Urban Conservative podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com. This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description.